In a world of choices, it's impossible to avoid regret, and having regrets is also what these idols have to deal with. It may be personal or something related to their work, but one thing that differs from them is how sometimes they have to deal with these regrets publicly. Being an idol requires most of their time inside the recording studio or practice room, attending events, and basically juggling their schedules to the point of not having enough rest for themselves as well. So with their hectic schedules, it's also common how most idols don't get to spend much quality time with their family and loved ones. Just like Ailey, who once opened up about losing both of her parents and regrets not spending much time with them. In an episode of Immortal Song back in October 2021, Hongja performed on stage and sang Lost 30 Years by Seo-eun-do. Lost 30 Years is the main song of the previous KBS special Searching for Dispersed Families, and it contains the pain of displaced people. While in the waiting room, the other performers felt emotional and cried after listening to the song. Kang Jin said, "I miss my mother," while Jin Song confessed, "The memories of my childhood suddenly came to my mind. When I was 3 years old, I was separated from my parents. When I turned 7 to 8 years old, I finally understood my parents' absence. Loneliness and gloom piled up in my heart, so I never want this pain of dispersed families to happen again." After the other performers shared what they were feeling, Ailey expressed the pain of losing both parents while shedding tears. She talked about feeling guilty for not visiting them more often. She stated, "While working as a singer in Korea, I've been separated from my family in the United States for more than 10 years. I worked hard in Korea and was busy, so I couldn't even visit often." Ailey then talked about how she relates to the song and regrets not seeing them. She shared, "We lived like a separated family, but both my parents passed away last year and early this year. The song had a different meaning for me. The lyrics touched me a lot. I miss them, and I regret not seeing my family, who I missed the most while I was busy working." Another idol who regrets not spending much time with their loved ones is Mamamoo's Hwasa. On an episode of MBC's variety show I Live Alone, which was around February 2021, Hwasa visited her grandmother's house, who passed away in November of 2020. As soon as she arrived, Hwasa headed straight to her grandmother's bedroom and lay down on the mat where her grandmother always stayed. She closed her eyes and spent most of her time lying down on the said mat. During the interview portion, Hwasa revealed that her grandmother was ill for a long time, adding that she passed away from old age. She then continued that no one lives in the house anymore and it's now empty. While talking in front of the camera, Hwasa was trying to hold back her tears, but she went on to share her emotions and thoughts about the unfortunate event. Hwasa continued to say, "What I regret the most is that I was not able to spend much time with her. Our family couldn't visit because of the COVID-19, so all our family members were not at her bedside when she passed away, so that's what hurts my heart the most." Hwasa then revealed that she even had to perform on stage right after she heard the unfortunate news. "My grandmother passed away right before Mamamoo made a comeback in November of last year. I had to perform on stage right after I heard the news of her passing. I really had to stay strong and perform, or I felt like I was going to break down." Hwasa then added that she wasn't able to attend the burial as well, but what saddens her the most is that she feels like she didn't have the chance to grieve because time flew so fast. Netizens were able to witness Hwasa's close relationship with her grandmother when they were featured on an episode on the same variety show back in 2018. Hwasa was seen spending time with her father and grandmother in their hometown. She shared a meal with them and had some alone time with her grandmother, who gave Hwasa a cucumber facial. BTS's Taehyung also shared a close relationship with his grandmother, who, at the same time, had regrets for not expressing his feelings that much to his grandma. Back in 2016, Taehyung shared the news of his grandmother passing away during their third muster show. The show is a fan event where all 7 members interact with the crowd and have a good time together. Toward the end, each member of BTS shared their ending mint, but when Taehyung's moment came, many fans noticed that he wasn't exactly acting like his usual self. Taehyung then revealed that his sudden mood change was all because his grandmother had passed away while they were in the Philippines. Taehyung withheld the news of her passing from the public because he had a lot going on. He needed to prepare for the Wings album, the BTS concert tour, the Hwarang drama shoot, and the Blood, Sweat, and Tears comeback. Despite all that, he made an effort to maintain his composure and smile throughout. He was very close to his grandmother and shed tears, mentioning that she took care of him for 13 years. Taehyung has consistently been grateful to his grandmother for everything that she has done for him and BTS. He had planned to give her a special shout out on television, but she passed away before he could. So when BTS got their first win for Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Taehyung still continued with his plan and gave his grandmother the special shout out that he had planned in the first place. He said, "Grandma, I love you. I'm sorry. I wish I had said it sooner." Soloist Sunmi also revealed her heartbreaking story of her father passing away and her personal story before making her debut. Sunmi appeared as a guest on TV and breakfast talk show Talk Mom back in 2018. She first opened up that the reason why she decided to become a celebrity at a very young age was for her father. Sunmi lived with her father and 2 younger brothers, but her father was sick and his condition got worse, so he had to stay at home and wear a respirator, and reached the point of him getting hospitalized. Despite still being in the 4th grade, Sunmi already considered herself the breadwinner of the family. She was worried about her situation and wondered how she could solve their problems. Sunmi stated how her teachers had been kind to her and had advised her to pursue a career as a teacher, but she was aware that it would take her 10 to 15 more years of study before she became a teacher, and she needed to support her family financially as soon as possible. She stated, "I knew that wouldn't work, so I thought to myself, I have to become a celebrity. I thought of it as a path that would allow me to make money quickly." With her decision to become a celebrity, she shared that she was inspired by watching Boa, since Boa was also young like her. She began taking the bus to Seoul on her own to audition. By 14, she finally passed the audition for JYP Entertainment and moved to Seoul to start her career as a trainee. While busy pursuing her dreams to become an idol, her younger brothers attended to their sick father, who was 10 and 12 years old at the time. While focusing on her training in Seoul, Sunmi shared that her father would constantly send her text messages. She stated, "He would say things that were like complaints. He would say things like, 'I'm having a hard time, I'm going to leave now,' or 'Sunmi, take care of the children.'" Despite having so much on her plate with her being a trainee and having to worry about her family back home, Sunmi would always reply to her father. But one day, her father sent a message that said, "I'm going to leave first." Sunmi saw the message but didn't reply this time, thinking that he was complaining because he was having a hard time. The next day after Sunmi received the message, her father had passed away, which was actually 3 months before her debut. Sunmi also shared that when she had gone home for her father's funeral, there was a letter written to her by her father. She shared what was written in the last part, stating, "Please be born as my daughter again in the next life." Sunmi then lastly said, "It still remains heavy in my heart how I didn't respond and answer his calls." Another similar story of having regrets about not replying to the last text message was Big Bang's T.O.P's experience with the late Guhara. T.O.P took to his personal Instagram to express his condolence over Guhara's sudden passing. He also expressed his regret for not replying to Guhara's last text message to him. T.O.P received a text message last November 2019 from Guhara greeting him on his birthday. However, he admitted that he wasn't able to reply to the text, which is something that he regretted very much after finding out the news of her passing. He wrote a caption across the screen capture that states, "Your final message was a happy birthday message I did not respond to. I'm really sorry, Hara. Rest in peace in a good place." He also shared their previous message where Hara invited him to watch her recent solo release, Midnight Queen. He then added a caption over this screen capture stating, "In her prime, she had a lot of dreams, and her heart, which was full of passion for her work and music, was tender. She was a kind kid, Hara." What are your thoughts on these heartbreaking stories and regrets that these idols have shared? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye!